guys, welcome to MoonChild Serendipity Tarot. So I'm back again with another reading on the one-on-one relationship between BTS's member. I think this is gonna be the 13th one that we're doing. We're more than halfway. I'm so happy. I will try to finish this series before Jimin's birthday, and also because I'm moving to another city next month, so I think I will take a break from uploading on YouTube for a while. But yeah, if you have been watching the series, I'm just gonna pick one unit out from this jar, and we're gonna see which unit are we doing a reading on today. Namde, cute. Namde, so that's Namjoon and Taehyung. I love this duo. I love this duo so much. I usually call them like the bears, the bear brothers, because they are like bears to me, like teddy bears. Right. Before we get into the reading, the usual warning: this is not about ship. I'm only looking at the connection, the spiritual connections between two people, two souls. And I don't cherry pick the cards, no sugarcoating anything. I'm just gonna say everything I get from the cards, and sometimes it can get really long, so I really do appreciate it if you guys stick until the end, because sometimes it's like an hour reading, and is yes, it is what it is. Right, so which one are we gonna use today? I'm gonna use this one for like the overall energy of their connection. Using this one on, let's think. I'm using this one on Taehyung's perspective, and I'm using this one on Namjoon's perspective. Alright, let's get into it. I will also be inserting like a spread explaining how this worked. Yeah. Basically, it's a spread that I designed specifically to do this reading. Okay, so now we're looking at the energies of their connections between Namjoon and Taehyung. So we're looking at the past, current, and future energies. So we'll see how it started out. We've got it for the past energy, but I'm gonna get another card. So we want to see how they started out, how their connection started, and how it is now, where is it going in the future. So we've got that for a start. That's the past energy of their connection. I just want to get one more card. So how was their relationship in the past between Namjoon and Taehyung? Right. Right, so we've got 2 of coins and 6 of cups in reverse. So with these 2 cards, let's start with the 2 of coins. The 2 of coins is, well, this relationship, or this connection between Namjoon and Taehyung, it had quite a rough start, like a rocky start. Look at this cat. He's juggling his 2 coins while riding a motorcycle, and it's like there's so many dangers ahead. I think when they started, they kind of like, I don't know, they didn't feel like they could get along with the other person, but they had to, because they are in a group, and they could see that the other person had the tremendous amount of talents, or they recognized the abilities of the other person, and they recognized the benefits the other person would bring into the group, but they didn't really see the possibility for them to get really close. So they didn't, like, there's not that instant spark between them. Like, they probably saw each other first and was like, oh, I don't know, I'm not really sure if I can work in the same group with this person. But because they were in this for BTS, for this group, for this collective goal and journey. So they had to go along with it quite blindfolded, like they were just following their instinct. And I would say that the connection between them started merely because they had to be interacting with each other. They had to be in the same environment. They had to work together for the collective benefits of all 7 of them. Also, I remember Namjoon said something along the line like, when he saw Taehyung, he knew that this boy would be quite a handful to deal with, because they are very different. But yeah, that's what I got from this card. So yeah, definitely a rough start for them. Yeah, and then we've got the 6 of Cups in reverse. I felt like, because there was, I feel like there was something holding them back from really break down the walls between them two. Since at first, like at the beginning, it could possibly be. Well, usually this card talks about past memories, like memories and past experiences, but I don't get that feeling from this time in this reading. I felt like the what is stopping Namjoon and Taehyung from breaking down the walls between them at the beginning was the first impression, or the feelings they had when they first saw each other. Like maybe wouldn't be right, it wouldn't be correct to say stereotyped, but maybe it is, or prejudices, or what do you call it, like pre-assumptions that they had for each other at first. Those were the things that kept them from breaking the ice in the very first stage. Same reverse. Okay, so now we're gonna look at the current relationship, the current situation of the relationship between Namjoon and Taehyung. Oh, this is so cool! I love it. We've got 4 of Wands, so this is the 4 ones usually like celebrations. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of trust, teamwork, synchronicity as well. Like, it's just totally getting along with one another person, and it reminds me. It's like a celebration, a ritual, something that's really fun. It's something that kind of like blows up the fire inside you. It gives you a really warm feeling and really like fun. So I feel like at this current time, the relationship between Namjoon and Taehyung is the bond between them is really strong, and they inspire each other. They totally trust each other. They can have a lot of fun together. They work very well between them two and with other person as well. There's this really strong and like, I don't know, because fire, like, it is really heartwarming. And I remember I just watched it yesterday from BTS in the Soup, right? Have you ever, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's the best video ever on the internet. It was like, Tae was sailing his canoe across the lake, and he saw Namjoon drawing something in the main house, and Tae was like, he put on a really fun song, and he sailed really quickly to Namjoon, and he he's selling by yelling Namjoon, it's so cute, and he was singing along the song, and the song was like, if you call me, I will immediately run to you, and it's so cute. And by the end, when he reached the shore, or like, was that the shore? When he got close to Namjoon, he stood up on his canoe and he was like, Namjoon, please look at me. If you ever call me, I'll run to you immediately. It's so cute, and it's totally the energy of this Four of Wands. It's just something very energetic, and it's like pumping. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel really warm and like really happy and really joyful, and also like, because 4 is the number of stability, so definitely now they have a very solid connection, very strong bond between them. And yeah, it's one of the connections that will last for life, and it's the connection that drives you ahead. I feel so warm. It's getting cold where I am, so it's good to feel warm inside. Now we're looking at the future energy. Where is the connection between Namjoon and Taehyung going? Future possibility of this connection. Whoops. This is way too many cards. Why? What's going on? Sometimes this can take a while, so you can fast forward to the next, the next card. Okay. Beautiful. So we've got the 3 of Cups. So it's just more celebration, more fun, more joyful events. They get more comfortable being around each other. They can drink together as well, even though Tae doesn't drink, but they will have a lot of fun together, and they're being really great friends. Like, they're like brothers now, but really, really, really fun, and it's just very joyful, very heartwarming connections. It's just nice to see this coming up. So they definitely, Namjoon and Taehyung, definitely having a really really deep and solid connection, as I can tell from this card. It's great seeing that they come from the 2 of coins and the 6 of cups in reverse to the 4 of wands and to the 3 of cups. It's a massive improvement. I'm still being a little bit sick, so I think like my nose is a little bit blocked and my voice sounds weird, but whoops, what am I doing? Next. So I said this gonna be on Namjoon's perspective, right? Okay. So we're looking at Namjoon's perspective on his connection with Taehyung. How does Namjoon see his connection with Taehyung? We've got the Knight of Swords. Okay. It's funny. I think it's more like in the past. It's more like the energy in the past, because it's also like next to the past cards here. Yeah. I feel like this could be Namjoon, and it could be Taehyung at different given times, so like they switching around. They had very clashing ideas and contrasting personalities. So sometimes Namjoon felt like Taehyung wouldn't listen to him, or sometimes Taehyung would feel like Namjoon is imposing too much authority on him, it's being too controlling kind of thing. But I feel like it's more in the past energy, as something that is hard to control. So it goes along with this Two of Coins as well. Like Namjoon would feel like he cannot control this relationship or this connection between him and Taehyung. Like Taehyung's very unpredictable and very like he's someone who's very hard to grasp. Like you would never fully understand Taehyung, or like you wouldn't. He's unpredictable. You wouldn't know what he would do next, or the way he thinks is very unique. So it's hard for a Virgo like Namjoon, or it's hard for a perfectionist and an idealist like Namjoon to, you know, to go along with that energy. Because Taehyung, like if something is too unpredictable and is not in his control, it's not under control, Namjoon would feel frustrated, and this is exactly like the frustration. But that's more like in the past energy, which what like this okay, so I'm channeling Namjoon's energy, right? And I almost knock over my tea. Like this is Namjoon's energy, no doubt. Oh my god. Yeah, so that was it. Now we're looking at Namjoon's role in this connection with Taehyung. What is Namjoon's role in his connection with Taehyung? Got the Queen of Wands. Like the Queen of Wands is she uses her power to, you know, control the fire, and mold it into something beautiful, like the flower right here. So it pretty much says it, right? So Namjoon was the one who molds this connection, or who, you know, stir this connection, put it on the right track, or like, I don't know, what is the word for it? Like he's the one who like he trims the edges, and he makes it beautiful. He makes it more comfortable for them, and he also grows it as well. He puts his heart into it. His heart, his passion, his soul. He cares so much about Taehyung and the connection between them two. He put a lot of effort into this, and he makes it from the Knight of Swords into this beautiful flower. Like he transforms. He transforms the rough energy, the unpredictability, is that the word? And he turns it into something so beautiful and something so tangible that he can feel, and he can grasp, and he can call it his. So he definitely put in a lot of work into, you know, keeping this connection, this relationship on the right track, along with Taehyung's self-development, and Taehyung's effect on Namjoon and also on the group. Like Namjoon has a lot of impact on all of those things. Definitely like a really powerful position, and yeah. That's how I felt about this card. It definitely Namjoon was the one who takes a rough, is it a stone? What is the saying? Like takes a stone and make it into a crystal. Is that a word? I don't know. Basically, he makes it more beautiful. He makes it into something that is so wonderful. It is something that he loves and he treasures, and it can and the beauty of this connection, the beauty that Namjoon worked so hard for, the beauty of his relationship with Taehyung is it's gonna it's gonna radiate out and influence other people around them, and also influence the fans or the people that have been watching them since the start as well. And I really like how Namjoon sees Taehyung in their connection. Let's wait a minute. Okay. This is a lot. So we've got the King of Wands. Interesting, we've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Then Five of Wands and Justice. Okay, let's talk about Justice first, because I immediately think of Taehyung when I see this card. He's very frank. He's very straight to the point, and he's very like if he doesn't like someone, it shows on his face, or like everything shows on his face, and he would say whatever it is that he thinks. He doesn't have any filter, and he doesn't want to put anything through a filter. He's very true to himself, and I feel like Namjoon sees that as something very admirable, but also he sees that as a disadvantages as well, or something that I don't know. Because Namjoon is like he's a perfectionist, so sometimes he felt like being too frank doesn't do you being frank doesn't do you good. And sometimes he has to choose his words very, very carefully, but Taehyung doesn't do that. Taehyung's just being very blunt, and Namjoon's feel like sometimes being blunt can bite Taehyung back in the butt, and he would try to I don't feel like Namjoon would try to change Taehyung or would try to suppress this quality of Taehyung, but he would try to maybe teach Taehyung or give him some advice to how to better deal with it, to avoid being bite back. But also he also admired that quality of Taehyung of being able to say what it is that is on his mind. So with this Five of Wands, Namjoon also sees that Taehyung is a person of conflict. Because the Five of Wands is always about conflict, but rather inner conflicts and personal conflicts than with other people. So, and I felt like is that Namjoon knows that Taehyung has a lot of mental struggle. I don't want to use the word mental, because sometimes people take it very seriously and we're like, oh my god, you're mental. No, it's not. It's just the conflicting thoughts and ideas, and we all have that on a different level, but we all have this struggle inside our heads it's all about our ideas and what we want to do, what we want to portray to people, for people to see us. Who are we? How do we want to live our lives? And Namjoon sees all that in Taehyung, but the things with Taehyung is that he doesn't seem to share this kind of struggles easily with people. He tend to deal with them all inside his head and all by himself. I felt like he would share with Jimin the easiest among the 7 members, but rather than that, Namjoon knows the struggle that Taehyung went through, but Namjoon would probably not the first one Taehyung would go to for advice, or like not for advice, but like to share, to ask for solutions for this kind of struggles inside his head. But Namjoon knows it all. Also, we've got this King at Wands, very powerful. So definitely Namjoon sees Taehyung as a man of passion. He's just burning with passion. And it also gives me like the puppy energy is always, he's so energetic. Maybe not physically, but mentally as well. But he controls that very well. He has the control over his power, over his emotion, over his passion. And he has the ability to ignite people. It's not like set people on fire, but like to ignite the enthusiasm or ignite the. He's the life of the party everywhere he goes. If he wants to, he can definitely like light up a party really, really well. It's very sociable, very outgoing. Yeah, and like it's always a lot of fun being around Taehyung for Namjoon. Like, yes, I'm thinking about that clip again. You should go and watch it. It's the most adorable thing ever. So now we're looking at Namjoon. We're looking at Taehyung's perspective. Look at Taehyung's perspective. See how this Taehyung sees his connection with Namjoon. How does Taehyung see his connection with Namjoon? Okay. Ooh, okay. We've got the Tower, and we've got another 6 of Cups. This is interesting. This is so interesting because we've got the 6 of Cups in reverse, and now we've got the 6 of Cups in the upright position. But these two decks, the 6 of Cups have different meanings, and I will talk about it. So let's talk about the Tower first. How does Taehyung sees his relationship with Namjoon? It definitely is something that changes him. Didn't this card came out in was that Namjoon and Taehyung's reading? I think so. But it definitely something that changes him. Something that makes him a better person, because the Tower moment is the moment that happens unexpectedly, but it helps us to shed all the things that we don't need in our lives anymore. Because this tree is like, when it's struck by this lightning, it's not dead, but only the top falls off, and then it will grow better, it will grow taller and greener. So definitely the Taehyung, like the relationship, as I said before, like at first they both didn't think that they would get along well with each other, but then eventually the relationship, the connection grows, and it changes Taehyung a lot. It makes him into a better person. Also, it's also the same energy with the 6 of Cups, because we can see that the tree is small, but like the roots are deep and very stable. Is that the word for it? So it's also like a little bit of the energy of the 4 of Wands as well. It's something that it grows slowly but deeply inside of Taehyung, and it's something that it's like, how do I say it? It's like sucking all these rainbows, colors, and gives him life. So the way Taehyung sees his relationship with Namjoon is like is something that makes him the way he is now, and something that helped him grow deeply on a spiritual level, and on his personal development as well. And it is something that helped him to stay grounded, something that keeps him on the ground, and keeps him standing tall. That is so nice. It's so nice to have a relationship like that. We can see that like this tree is still growing, so it's like a teenager age. So I feel like the tree is definitely representing Taehyung. He's still growing, but he has learned over the years. He has learned a lot. He has absorbed a lot from Namjoon and from his connection with Namjoon, and now he's ready to be him. He's ready to build his own personality. He's ready to build he's ready to work his own way, build his own castle. The next part is gonna be on Taehyung's role in his connection with Namjoon. Okay. How many cards do we have in here? 2. Ooh. Okay. Wow. This is nice. So Taehyung's role in his connection with Namjoon, we have, guess what? Oh my god. We got another King of Wands here. I love it when like, there's repetition or synchronicity between the cards. Namjoon sees Taehyung as the King of Wands, and Taehyung's role is actually the King of Wands as well. So Namjoon knows it. He understands this relationship, this connection very well. And yeah, do I need to explain more about this? No, let's explain more about this King of Wands, Father of Wands card, because it gives a little bit more details. If I can add it to the King of Wands from Namjoon's perspective, he's very protective. So Taehyung's role in this connection, I would say that he's very protective over his connection between him and Namjoon. He's not gonna be the one who says where this should go, or like he wouldn't be the one who decides how this relationship would grow, but he would just follow Namjoon. That's what I get. But he would get very aggressive or very agitated if anything appears to have to threaten this relationship, or he would be very fiercely protective over Namjoon as well. Like if he sees Namjoon hurt or sad or anything, he would get very agitated, and he would get really anxious to do something to ease that worries for Namjoon. That's how I felt from this Father of Wands. And then we've got 4 of Cups. So again, very very protective, and he just wants to keep it for himself, kind of thing. Yeah, it's just this protective energy. But I feel like maybe is it say something about this. I keep hearing protective. Why does Taehyung want to protect it? I feel like when I look at this, I don't feel like it applies to only this connection between Namjoon and Taehyung, but it applies to all the connections that Taehyung treasures. He really wants to protect all the people that he loves, his family, his friends, his bandmates, BTS, all the people that he cares about. He really wants to protect them because they are living a life where privacy and personal spaces are not very well respected or not very well protected. So I feel like Taehyung wants to do everything he can to make sure or to prevent the people that to make sure that the people that he loves feel safe and secure. That's what I get from this card. We're just gonna do one last card on how does Taehyung see Namjoon in their connection. Oh, that's way too many. How does Taehyung see Namjoon in their connection? Whoa. Okay, you know what? We've got 4 cards, but we're gonna take them all. What? No, this is way too many. Okay, we'll take them anyway. Okay, 2 of Swords, 3 of Cups again. See the synchronicity in this reading. I love it. Then we have the 9 of Swords. Synchronicity again. What is going on? We have the Daughter of Cups, otherwise known as the Page of Cups, and the Sons of Swords, Knight of Swords. Wow. Okay. So how does Taehyung see Namjoon? He sees so many things in Namjoon, but definitely let's start with this 3 of Cups. Well, let's start with the ones that is repeated. 3 of Cups. Definitely a friend, someone who Taehyung can count on to, someone he can talk to, and someone he can spend the time watching the sunset with. So like he can enjoy the finer things in life with Namjoon, and now I feel like they can have pretty deep conversations between them. Like the type of conversation that you would have with your friends when you sit on a bench watching over the sunset, drinking some wine. That's kind of like talking about life. That's kind of conversation. The adult talks. Not like adult talk, but the talks of adulting. And then we've got this 9 of Swords, but this 9 of Swords is rather different from this one. So the way Taehyung sees Namjoon is, he knows that Namjoon is bearing a little bit too much on his own. He takes his responsibility and ambitions very seriously, and is really heavy on his shoulders. And also he gets hurt pretty easily from everything that people say. He doesn't let go. He doesn't forget what people say to him all this year long, and everything that people say to him, all the critics, all the criticism, all the bad things that aunties have ever said is still in him. Like he's still, and this, oh my god, this reminds me of Namjoon's recent vlog on YouTube. Like he says he's still doubting himself a lot, and he's still mulling over what people say on the internet a lot. And Taehyung knows that very well, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the fact that Namjoon takes in too much. but at the same time, it's like we've got 3 swords. So to Taehyung, Namjoon is someone who's very sharp, very wise, very quick-witted, very clear with his visions. Definitely the leader, like the one who would dive in first in anything. The ones he could be kind of reckless sometimes, but he has the power. He has the ability to open up, pave the way. That's the word. Yeah, someone who's able to see very clearly, like to envision his dreams and passions and how to get there. But also a man of conflict as well. I feel like Taehyung knows that Namjoon constantly has this inner battle within himself. He always have to battle with himself. In terms of like, if you watch his log, you will know. Like, he always questions himself, who I was, who I am, and who am I gonna be. It's always a constant battle between the versions of himself inside of him. But nonetheless, the last card that how Taehyung feels about Namjoon. Namjoon can be cute sometimes because this card, like, it's adorable. It's this adorable energy. So despite all this, Taehyung, sometimes Namjoon can be really like cute and young and childish and playful, affectionate, pure, innocent. And someone that Taehyung just wants to protect or wants to be with or wants to have fun with. It's a very, very lovely energy. And I love this rainbow color. It's just very calming. Yeah, it gives me a really like gentle, calming energy here. So yeah, that's all the tarot that we're having for the connection between Namjoon and Taehyung. We're getting some oracle to see if there is any other details that we should know. Okay, is it 2 cards? We'll take them. Bring love into the situation, and you are good enough. I think this is definitely the one sentence that Taehyung wants to say to Namjoon all the time, because of all the struggles and all the battles. He knows about that. He knows that Namjoon has it, and he always wants to tell Namjoon that he's good enough. And also, this is like full moon in Virgo. It's full moon in Namjoon's sign. So definitely something that Taehyung wants to say to Namjoon all the time. So like bring love into this situation. This is not about the intimate love, or the love between. This is not like the sexual love. Is there a better word for it? But it's not the love, the romantic love. This is the love for your dreams, the love for what you're doing, the love for your career, the love for the people around you. And I feel like this applies to both of them, because right here, it's the love for music that brought them together at the first place. It was the love for music, or the love for this future that they all wanted together, that pulled them through this stage of 2 of coins and 6 of cups in reverse. Is something that glued them together at first. Definitely hearing that. And we get some more card. See? The one thing that is real is love. What more can I say? The one thing that is real is love. Definitely. And also, like, for now, as they grow, they love each other. They love their groups. They love the things that they are doing. And love is as it said, love is the only thing that keeps them going, and that is it's so nice to see. And we can see it's not just love between two people, it's the love for the world, it's the love for life. And I think that's something that they have been advocating for a really long time. But sometimes they also need to be reminded that to themselves as well. Like what they're doing now is all deprived from love. Oi. We've got Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Your vibration is rising. I feel like, yeah, of course. When I said about when they are together, well, they help each other grow a lot, and they definitely have really significant effects on each other, on their individual spiritual journey. And we have practices. How you've been called to step up and lead. This probably talks about like what they are doing as BTS. What is the next step that they can take in terms of their relationship, their connection? How can they use their connection to influence the work of BTS and to influence their their fans, and admirers and the people that they can touch with their work? How to make it a bigger impact? How to change the world for a better cause? And we're gonna get one last card for this reading. Come on, what is going on? Tell me again, this is definitely Namjoon's. I'm blaming it on Namjoon. This is Namjoon's energy. So messed up. Okay, last card on Namjoon and Taehyung's connection. We'll take them. Got a lot of messages today. The first one is, when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. It's just like an affirmation. I feel like I can speak to both of them because I know Namjoon is very spiritual. He believes in the universe. And Taehyung, he believes in, he wants aliens to exist, right? And then the second I say, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect on peace in the world. Oh, okay, so this could go with, like, you know, how they're being called to step up with their work and with their influences in the world. How can they raise the vibration of people? And this beautiful card, the universe has my back. The universe has their backs. For all the BTSs, I can't talk. I feel like this can talk to all the BTS as well, and all of us actually. We just have to believe in ourselves and believe that this will all work out, and it will. As long as we try and we believe, everything will come as we wish for. Okay, so I think that's all that I have for the connection between Namjoon and Taehyung. It's certainly something really special. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed the reading. I really enjoyed doing it as well. And thank you so much for staying up until this point. I know it's long, but I hope you can take one thing or two from this reading. And if you want to, you can check out other readings on my channel. And if you enjoy this kind of readings, you can consider to subscribe to the channel. I do a lot of other readings as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye!